All right, number 15. Again, we have the graph of y equals f of x. No formula is given for f. We want to find the graph of g of x, which is f of 2x. Okay, so let's go back to our description. When we see that number being multiplied times the x, it's going to be a stretch or shrink in the horizontal direction. Right, if that number is greater than 1, it's going to be a shrink. So that's what we see here. We see a 2 in there with the x. So it's going to be a shrink in the horizontal compression. So I'm looking for both the sides to be squeezed in. So same shape, we didn't flip it, so that one wouldn't be correct. This one looks like a flip across the y-axis, which we don't have a negative. So A and B are out. And D, it also flips. So C is the only one that has the same or the original orientation, and then it looks like it's gotten squeezed in, so a horizontal shrink. C is going to be the one that we want to select. All right, and then number 16, we want to match the function. So we have this original graph is f, and then we want to do the transformation 1/2 f and then x plus 1. So this plus 1 is going to shift this graph left 1, and then the 1/2 is going to compress it in the y direction. So again, let's go back to those rules. Sorry, wrong page. Go back to the rules, and that constant a right here, vertical stretch or shrinking, and it says shrinking when it is between 0 and 1. And we have 1/2, which 1/2 is between 0 and 1. So I'm looking for it to shrink in the vertical direction or compress it, squish it down vertically, and then it's going to shift it left 1. So of these, the center is right here on the origin, so I'm looking. This one looks like it's been moved over. It's hard to tell. These are really small. This one has moved to the right, and so has this one. These have been moved to the right. We want to go to the left. So A and B are definitely out. They have been shifted the wrong direction. So D and C both look okay. But which one has been compressed? So I'm looking at the scaling, the numbering of this graph, and it looks like it goes up to a height just under 5. And if you look at this number goes to 20. So it looks like this has been stretched out because that height is almost right at the 5. And if I want to compress it, it's going to be smaller. It's already smaller than 5, so it's going to be much smaller. Look at this scale. This scale is counting to 6 in the y direction, and this is much smaller. So I can't tell what they're counting by. 2, 4, 6 by 2s. So this is going to be below 2, which would fit the description of it being compressed. This one, not so much. So you got to really look at all the aspects of the graph to kind of see, because at first appearance it doesn't look like there's any difference. But the scaling, the counting of the axis gives off the one that has been compressed. So we want to go with D in this scenario. D is the one that was compressed.